I first started working as cleaner in 1988. I have no experience in cleaning, so I just dive only lah, just to get money.
Into the toilet bowl or what?
No, first.
Not literally lah.
Not literally lah.
Was it hard to raise me?
Yeah, that point of time, yes, it's very tough for me. With the salary that I have, then I have additional mouth to feed, so I need to sacrifice my time to work double job.
So just you could like feed us and put food on the table.
Yes, correct.
This was when you had multiple jobs, right?
Correct. That time when I work as a security part-time lah.
Yeah, I remember when we were staying in our one-room rental.
Yeah. This one previously at Ang Mo Kio lah. One room, one hall lah.
I felt like I had to share my space, my stuff, and I cannot dance. I'm the only girl.
There's a Malay saying that jaga lembu sekandang lebih senang daripada jaga anak perempuan seorang. Kau faham?
What was hard?
Because girl, you need to really take care like a diamond. The plus point there, you are there lah. You also boleh harap lah. Sometimes mama and papa don't have, then you can take care of the adik. You help out mama when mama sick, everything. When I come back home, you are there.
I think growing up also, I feel like I am still the closest to you. Being the only girl, being the center of the family. Yeah, of course I'm princess lah, that's why.
Hey, oh, please.
Yeah. Yes, yours.
Mine, eh?
Yes.
What was it like having me as your dad?
Wow. This question is quite emotional for me because I think we don't hide the fact that you are my stepfather. So growing up, I remember you wore that security guard shirt, the white colour. And then at night, you were man in black. You were also doing some cleaning jobs in between. At that point of time, maybe because I was young, so I didn't understand like why is he not always at home. In 2010, when I was sitting for my PSLE, and I felt like my world was crumbling down because suddenly I was sent away. I was just disappointed at that point of time because I took my results by myself and I didn't understand why everybody else's family was there, but I was just alone.
In 2010, I met an incident. 6 months to 8 months I can't work due to my hand fracture, everything. So the situation that time is a very bad situation because we keep pile up the billing. My electricity bill I can't afford to pay. Adik punya susu pampers also I can't afford to pay. Then we decide that we better give you to Mama Suzy lah, your godmother lah, that
Take
we
care of
trust
me, yeah.
for the kids in order for them to have a proper place for temporary basis.
Was it hard to make that decision?
Actually, it's super hard. Super hard, they said. No parents in the world want to split with the kids.
Why was it hard for you to tell me at that point of time?
As a parent, they don't want to make their kids to worry. They are willing to sacrifice everything for the kids in order for their children to have a better life. And we don't want our kids to worry and we affect their studies.
I want to thank you that I was actually shielded from the fact that my father cannot work. Having you as my dad was having a figure where I could run home to and kind of showed me how to be resilient in what you do. You barely take your leaves, you got so much off in leaves. Although you had struggles, you still put food on the table. It was because of you that my childhood was amazing. So yeah, thank you for being present. Okay. Do you feel like you missed out on life because you were busy working to support the family?
No. I actually enjoy really.
As I was growing up, all I ever noticed was you going to work.
Actually, you all are my main motivation. 2011, when I have a goal to have a 4-room flat for all of you to stay, I go to SDB, submit, try. Suddenly, the reception said, "Sir, your CPF not enough lah."
So how did you overcome it?
That's the period I need to work double. Morning work as an operation executive in cleaning. Night I become jaga. Then I keep thinking how I'm going to improve my family life with my low education. So I have a friend that understand my situation, that my friend told me, why you don't want to upgrade yourself? That point of time, the new framework for SkillsFuture are coming out for upgrade. So that's the opportunity for me, the first step that I took to improve my life. I also thankful that I also have a very good supportive family. You all, your mama, Baba took up these courses because it's more relevant to my work, daily work related, because I interact with cleaners, I interact with a client, so I need to took up a leadership quality. Baba also got take safety coordinator course. That time when I realized the company boss engage safety manager to come down to sign a piece of paper, $500. Baba take initiative, go and upgrade myself. Then that the moment my boss increase my salary to 500. So I'm the one who become the safety coordinator for the company.
After taking all these courses, which was your proudest moment?
The proudest moment is 2015. Toughest year because of my WSQ diploma, leadership, people management.
Yeah, that was the hardest yet the most
That is the
brightest
hardest. That is the hardest part when your nenek diagnosed with cancer level stage 4.
Yeah.
That is a big hit for me.
I did have a conversation with mom, and she mentioned that you rushed down everywhere and you barely had time for us. So I was just trying to wrap around my head like what's happening. Then we got to know about Arwan Nenek and how mom told me that let's just give Baba space for him to finish his studies and just go through grief together with him lah. It was kind of sad because usually you're the goofball, right? You're always joking around.
Actually, Baba want to let go of the course because I cannot bear already because
It was taking on you mentally lah, like.
so lucky I have a very good trainer, lecturer that support me, give me a very positive encouragement. 2019, Baba took diploma in employability development. So with this kind of courses that give me the opportunity to go further, to increase my salary further up. That make me like I'm quite happy to upgrade.
Like who would have known from primary 5 and now you're holding 2 diplomas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your mom is the one that changed me because every successful man
is a woman lah.
There's a woman behind.
In your case, you got 2 lah.
So you want to be more success, you need to 2. Then you want to more bigger 3.
Later she will pak you. Okay.
Are you proud of me?
Proud. Definitely very, very proud of you. I'm proud that firstly you are my father. I can brag about it. Who would have thought we would walk into our 4-room flat? We have a mama's own kitchen and then we have our own room. You made our dreams came true. And I'm so thankful for that. I've seen you at so many points in life, but I've never imagined that my father is a stakeholder of a company. I think that is the recent achievement that made me so proud because I know what you went through.
How you feel if people ask, your father work as cleaner?
My father is cleaner, so what? I was not ashamed one bit. I was ready to tell the world, my father cleaner lah. Who would have known that you, from cleaning toilets, now you instruct people to do what, do where?
Yeah, because people said, jangan pandang belakang. So you don't look back, you look forward. And of course, from a cleaner, wash toilet, that pay, the point is 380 until now, what I command, pay packet, I advise you all also you need to study. That's right, people call lifelong learning. You need to learn until you old.
So Baba, are you proud of who I am today?
Yeah, of course I am proud of you lah. And what you become, a good mom to a baby son, and what you are. As far as I'm concerned, that you are still my daughter.
Yeah, still the princess.